Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. I'm going to try and follow along this week to make sure that everything is going as planned. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. It is Wednesday, January 25th. I am going to make this fairly quick tonight because I'm getting a sore throat. I had my COVID booster yesterday and not feeling great. Gotta say, and I feel a sneeze coming on, so yesterday and not feeling great. Gotta say, and I feel a sneeze coming on. Okay, I think you can hear me. I can hear me in stereo. Can you give me a thumbs up? Let me know you can hear me because I don't want to keep going on and on if you can't hear me. I've got it up here, I've got it up here, I've got it there and there. Okay, so I can hear me, so I'm going to go ahead and assume you can hear me. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're joining me again, thank you. As you know, I've been featuring the Conversation Bubbles and Taco Fiesta. Well, actually, it was Conversation Bubbles and Critters, and I will be honest, the week did not go as planned. Good evening. You can hear me and see me, my very messy face.
Here's what I found.
I said sorry, not Siri. Now I lost my train of thought. Shocking, I know. So I did not post as many projects as I had planned. If you happen to see the reel that I shared on, I think it was Sunday, you can't see this. Let me just double share. Let's move me over here, other way. So if you caught my reel, I just want to get that little piece out of there for you. I can't zoom. But after this week, I'm going to have new software because I've got my new camera. It is what it is. Figured it out. Yay! It's like every time I figure out technology or I think I have technology figured out, I have to challenge myself some more. So now I have a different type of camera. I've got my iPhone, I've got my iPad, I've got my TV. Anyways, I did this reel showing me making this card. It took 2 hours. I could have made a full-length video and edited it and uploaded it in the time it took to make this. And at the end, it was so fast. It's like, oh my goodness. So that did not go according to plan. But here are the projects that I shared this week. So I made my sample with the turtle. I made the reel with the bird from the Sweet Songbird. I know you're getting a glare, but we're also getting some shadow. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Samantha, Chris. So here is that Sweet Songbird. There's a this or that on my Instagram if you follow me there. And then there's also, I'm going to keep this in so you can't hear me in stereo. Only I can hear me in stereo, I hope. I think. Okay, so this was the one that I shared in last week's live stream. So this cute little turtle with the flowers and more, host DSB, some vellum, and then a whole bunch of conversation bubbles. And then this was one that I just shared on Instagram and Facebook featuring the adorable owls. He's on a wobble and it's just so cute. I will definitely be doing more with these owls and the Rays of Light stamp set because it's just adorable. So if you were not able to join me last week, Denise and I are featuring these two products for the February Handmade at Home. If you purchased the January Handmade at Home, which was using the Share a Milkshake bundle, that is going in the mail. I was waiting for some extras to arrive, but they're not going to arrive in time, so I'm just going to get those out to you. But this is what we're using this month. So the Conversation Bubbles dies, which is what we're going to be working with tonight. So I'm just going to take those out. And Taco Fiesta, and I have a super cute, easy, fun card for you to make. Quick, other than the fact that we're going to be die cutting a little bit. But here are just a sneak peek of my 3 of the 6 projects that you will be making if you sign up for the Handmade at Home this month. Deadline to sign up is the 1st. My throat is really sore, so I'm going to get on with this. Now, I'm going to do a bit of a cheat. Typically, what we would do is we would die cut these out of individual colors of cardstock. But to keep this easy, I am going to die cut them all out of basic white, and then we're going to color them if we want them colored. So I'm just going to grab these ones that are solid and have, you're getting 2 dies for the price of 1. So you get the outline, you get the inline, you get the positive and the negative. So let's do a couple of these little ones as well. I am obsessed with these conversation bubbles. I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine just off to the side here. I would bring it in the shot, but I don't know that you're going to see much. Aren't they? Thank you, Chris. Chris says the taco cards are so cute. Hi, Jean. So just going to move this whole thing over here. And I'm using some of the Dandy Designs DSP. This is free with, it's a level 2. So in Canada, that is a $120 item. In the US, it's a $100 item. Now, I can't sell within the US, but if you are in the US, you can shop with a demonstrator there or shop with yourself if you are a demonstrator. But there is so much paper in this set. It's unbelievable. Just going to show you. I finally got my DSP sampler done. So it is near the back, and it is this one. So it's got Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Fresh Freesia, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, and Petal Pink. And I think we'll just grab a couple of those blends, or we can use blending brushes. You tell me. And we'll color these, but a level 2 item. So free with $100 or $120 order. And there's like 48 sheets, 48 12 by 12s. It's an amazing deal. Thank you so much for sharing, Jean. Okay, so I am thinking that we'll use a couple of colors from here. So we've got Coastal Cabana, which we don't have a Stampin' Blend for. But I use Dark Pool Party and Light Bermuda Bay if I want Coastal Cabana. We've got some Fresh Freesia. Now, what do you think? Should we use Stampin' Blends or should we use blending brushes? You tell me as I get the rest of these off and grab some grid paper. And I'm just going to put these all on here. I was thinking about keeping a couple of them white, but I think it might be really cute in color. So the other thing I was thinking about was using some DSP to cut out some of these bubbles. But then I thought, no, let's just color them. We'll keep the DSP in the background. And I don't know that there's one pattern of this DSP that I don't love. I mean, I definitely have my favorites, but they are all just so cute. So I think if you don't let me know what you think I should use, blending brushes or blends, I'm going to use the blending brushes because then I only have to worry about one color. You know what? I'm going to do that because I'm not sure anyone has, I don't see any comments. So I'm sorry if you have and I've missed it. But let's do some Coastal Cabana, Fresh Freesia, and Granny Apple Green. Was that in there? Kind of looks like Pear Pizzazz, but these will work. So I am going to just bring in my blending brushes. If you didn't see this yet, this is in the new mini catalog. It's a blending brush holder. It holds both the regular size and the now minis, which are adorable. And they just kind of sit in there. Doesn't take up a whole lot of room on your desk. So cute. Okay, so we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll probably only use 7, but let's, I'm like, I got the ink pads out. I know I did. So now I say blending brushes, but it's like, how am I going to hold it down? So I could put a little bit of Stampin' Seal in the background, but I'm just going to use my take your pick tool and oh, so lightly hold it down. If I used a glue dot, chances are I would get a little mark where that one spot is raised. So I would rather just Keep it all one, keep it easy. Sorry, one shade. Hello, Feline. How are you doing? I'm going to do one larger one, and let's just do a really small one here. So if you're just getting started with Stampin' Up! Or paper crafting, this is a great way to extend your colors. So if you don't want to buy every color of cardstock, you can take your blending brushes and ink pads and create your own colors. You saw we only had to run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine one time, and now we're going to have at least 3 different colors. So next is Fresh Freesia. I think I will do one of the larger ones. One thing to beware of is if you are blending on paper and you start with like a really dark color, or say like a pink or a red, it is possible to pick up some of that color from your grid paper. Not guaranteed, but possible. And you can just build up your color, have it as dark or as light as you want. But the key is to start off light pressure, because you can always add more. You can't take it off. I know you're probably so tired of hearing that. Let's do this one. Hi, Denise. Nice to see you too. You're enjoying a day off. That's lovely. It is so cold here and only going to get colder as the days go on. I think it's supposed to be at its worst come Saturday, which is unfortunately very typical for January in Manitoba. I kind of like that that one has that little strip in the middle, but for the outlines that we have, what do you think? Should we do them in the same color? Should I leave them white? What do you think? I'm going to bring out the Coastal Cabana while you ponder that. Hi, Pam. How are you doing, my friend? We're just doing a little bit of ink blending to give us some colors without having to die cut 3 different colors. Hashtag lazy girl crafting. Or working smarter, not harder. Depends how you want to look at it. So I've got Coastal Cabana, Fresh Freesia, Granny Apple Green. It's all to match our DSP here. Should I leave a couple white? Oh, a new granddaughter. Nice. Smarter. Okay, I like it. Well, and that's the other thing, Chris, right? Is that you get a much softer look this way. I'm putting little dents in my bubble here. I'm holding on too tight. Now, you could go ahead and add some splatter or whatever you want to this. I'm not loving the color of this Granny Apple Green. It kind of looks like it looks like Old Olive instead of Granny Apple Green. So I am thumbs up, everyone. I'm going to bring in a little bit of Parakeet Party and see if that might make a difference. Now, I do have Granny Apple on there, so we'll rub a little bit of that off. It's funny, I got the baby blending brushes, and I haven't used them yet. So here we go. Wish me luck. Oh, so cute. Now, this would even be cute like this. Just add a little bit of color, not on the whole thing. How many of you have these dies already? This was one of the first things I knew I had to have, whether I was doing a class right away or not. I love a good conversation bubble. There's actually a live I did, I think 2 years ago, that was using like speech bubbles on 2 of the 3 cards, and oh, I love it. I was actually going to case myself for this Facebook Live, and then I thought, you know what, let's keep it simple. I'm not feeling my finest. I'm going to add a little bit of Parakeet Party here and see if maybe it will lighten it up a bit, brighten it up a little bit. Like, who would have ever thought that Granny Apple Green would look dark and like Old Olive? Parakeet Party did it. Okay, that looks a little more like the granny apple, I know. Okay, so are you ready for the cuteness? You don't have the speech bubbles yet? Oh, sorry, I'm boiling in here. So my thought is, and let's see, I didn't make a sample. I thought we're just going to wing it. It's going to be cute. It's going to turn out fantastic. So the way that I'm going to bring in this Taco Fiesta set is just to stamp some of these faces on there. If you missed me last week, I showed this little cutie. This was a tag that I had designed for the Taco Fiesta class and didn't end up using it. So on the backing here, we've got the little mustache, which we could use. We've got the little U eyes. We've got the winking eyes, just the solid eyes, and then we've got the surprised one. So I was thinking we will stamp each one of these. And since I have 4 A blocks, yeah, you might. It's not too late though, Denise. You can still get them. Lots of time. Now, I have been having a lot of issues with my photopolymer stamps. I don't know if it's the weather here, but I actually emailed demonstrator support yesterday and said, has there been a change to the photopolymer? And they said no. They did suggest I clean my blocks, which at first was like, well, fine. But I got to thinking about it. It's been a long time since I cleaned my blocks, so I think I'm going to give them a bath after this and see if that makes a difference. I will tell you, and I wouldn't think that this was a thing, but it's a thing. If you are cleaning your blocks, don't scrub them. I've had one of my poor team members used like a, not like a Brillo pad, but something, and it scratched it. Something awful. And I've actually come across a couple of people that have had that problem. So if you're cleaning your blocks, just put in like some Dawn dish soap in the water and let them sit. Let them sit and think about what they've done. Don't scrub, don't do anything. Just toss them in and walk away. Pretend you have ADHD like me and you'll forget. Okay, so we have, I'm not crazy about this one. And I told you we were going to need an odd number. You still, yes, you do, Feline. You need it. Before I completely forget, Tiffany Almeida and I, we combined our teams. And I say, like, do the air quotes because we can't actually, like, Stampin' Up! Doesn't recognize our team as one great big team because we're in different countries. But we did, in terms of a Facebook group and team meetings and all of that jazz, we combined our groups. You think it might look funny that we have one white one? We'll see. So one of the benefits is that our team members get all of our tutorials for free. So you're going to get the Handmade at Home tutorial for the milkshake and Taco Fiesta, all of the other tutorials that we do in any given month. Now, there are quite a few that Tiffany and I do together, but there are some that we do apart. So our team members are going to benefit from that. And in case you didn't know, there is an amazing joining offer right now with Stampin' Up! And I say joining, but I mean you purchase the starter kit. If you want to shop with a discount, I'm going to color in this mouth. If you want to shop with a discount, which is like 20% to start, you can purchase that starter kit. There are 2 different options, 3 different options. 2 of them include the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I am incredibly challenged with. And then there's one where you get essentially triple the free product you normally would. It is amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to choose 3 of these faces and stamp them again. I think maybe just the little smiley one. That one's generic enough. And then we're just going to build our scene. Now you can let me know if you think I should add these on, and if I should, do I add the color on there or do we leave them white? Anyways, all of that to say that during celebration is the best time to purchase that starter kit. Tiffany and I meet, our teams meet once a month, second Tuesday of the month. However, in February, Valentine's Day is the second Tuesday, so we're moving that. But there are just so many perks to being on our teams. So if you are not already a demonstrator and have thought about it, we would love to welcome you. So my team name before we joined forces was Crafted AF. And Tiffany's was Pretty Little Stampers. So we are pretty crafted. We are going to have pretty little crafters. And then I was designing something in Canva and I'm like, I like it as pretty crafty. So that's what it is. Now, my only thought is if we do the white, these two guys don't have anything, but we've also got an odd number there. In case you don't know this already, when you're designing, whether it be cards or art or home decor, maybe home decor is different because I think you want to have even numbers, but when you're doing something like a card, you want to have odd numbers, and it's just more pleasing to the eye. So we don't have to use these two. Let me try it and see. So I could put that on there and this. I mean, I feel like it does make it stand out, but do I add the purple or not? I'm thinking not. Now, of course, one of the other problems I have is so many of these are facing the same direction, but that's probably only a thing for me. Most people wouldn't be bothered with the things that I'm bothered by. And I do want to split the colors up a little bit. I hope to be able to sneak into our team meeting for a short bit and show, oh yes, your little peanut. That would be awesome. You like the white border? Yeah, I'm kind of liking it too. I don't love how I've got two green ones right next to each other, but the other thing I could do is die cut it from DSP. But like I said, I kind of want the background to be the DSP. So we could put that little guy in there with maybe a little bit of a pool party background. We don't have a surprised one, but that's okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is these things fit together perfectly. You can tape them or you can just pop them up separately. I think I am going to pop them up. So what you can do, like I said, you could tape them, but you can also just use your dimensionals and use that as your adhesive. And then you're just using your adhesive one time for multiple pieces. I mean, multiple is too multiple. It's more than one, but maybe a stretch. And then I'm just going to use one of my little edge pieces here to put in the middle. We know that's extra, but we know that's me, right? Can you flip it over? What am I flipping over? If you pop up the little green one, it might give more differentiation in the greens. Oh, that could be. This little guy? I can't do this one. Actually, I don't know that this one will work either, but we could maybe, they fit perfectly. Like I could maybe put a little more shading on the outside. My glue, of course, is in a different room because I'm making pillow gifts for our Nothing But Love retreat. My procrastination has been at like an all-time high. I am thinking, I know, I put some scraps of basic white in here and they are not cooperating. I am thinking I want to have a little bit of a matte, which will further differentiate this piece from the background. You like the white border too, Feline. Where is my paper trimmer? I've got scraps of basic white all over the floor. Yeah. I took the little thingy off of here, the plastic like guide, because I found it was getting in my way, but it also, if you have this, because it is retired, unfortunately, it is, I mean, I always knew it had a purpose of holding the cardstock down, but it is a little bit of a nuisance without it on there. This so looks like a square or like a oblong pea to me. I still want a tiny bit more off of that side. Sorry, I'm not moving this back in this time. There we go. That'll do. Okay, so I'm not going to pop it up because everything on the front, I think, will be popped up. And I will just put this on a basic white card base. Hi, Kathy. I know some people are not going to like it crooked, but this is a cute little whimsical card. And if you decide to recreate this, one, I would love to see it. But two, you can make it however you want. If you don't want to have a wonky, a cattywampus layout, then don't do it. I am thinking I want this to kind of come off that edge. I'm going to move this grid paper out because as pretty as it is with this kind of little rainbow going on, it's distracting. Does anyone else see a P with this, or is it just me? It's so cute. Even when I say I'm going to keep it short, it's still not short, is it? Just can't do it. Hi, Judy. I hope you got the card that I sent. If not, you should be getting it any day now. This is tricky to do without the rest of them on there, but let's put this guy underneath a little bit. We're just making a cute little whimsical card with our conversation bubbles. And even if you don't like tacos or the whole Mexican theme that's going on here, you can buy it just for the faces. It's so cute. And I caught Tiffany's replay from her Facebook Live on the weekend, and she bought those fringe scissors. And it's so funny because I've had my fringe scissors for years. I use them to cut up herbs, like if I want to shred up some basil. And I thought about using them when this bundle came out, but I just have not done it yet. And I saw the cutest little card on Instagram by a fellow Canadian. She's now on the artisan design team. Her style is amazing. Simple Stamper, Verena. I hope that's how you pronounce it, but she's just the sweetest. She made a really cute piñata card where the center has a circle and that fringe in there, but it's the most unexpected colors, and it's just so dainty and pretty. Got to case that yet. Okay, what do you think? Maybe I'll put this one on here for now. Okay, we've got our little, this one makes me think of a ghost. I could maybe put, you know what? Let's bring this back and I'll put a little bit more freesia on here, and then maybe it won't look so close to the other one. Because if we look at the paper, there's definitely a lighter freesia and then maybe even Highland Heather, but maybe if I add a little bit more depth, it'll stand out a little more. Thank you so much for joining, Denise. It was nice to virtually see you too. I'll always remember you as my front row calm. When I was presenting at Vancouver on stage, Denise was in the front, and I did like a walk around before my presentation just to see if I could find a face that could be that calming energy for me, and Denise was that person. And it's funny because we actually met each other in Vancouver. I think I guess she bought some things for me or something like that, whether it was like a de-stash sale. I can't even remember names, but I know you had to come pick something up. But actually seeing each other was like in Vancouver. Before that, it was just mailbox, pick up, drop off. Okay. That's good. So hopefully that is dark enough. Thank you, Denise. I look back at the pictures that people took and I'm like, I could not look worse, but it was a blast. Opportunity of a lifetime with my little Stampin' Up! Chopped basket. Okay, I know I've got a big gap there, but it'll be all right because that part's gonna kind of go on there. Now, I've peeled the release paper from 2 of them now, not knowing exactly where they're going. But I think they're all kind of looking at something down here in this general area. Let's put this one under, maybe, just a little bit. There can be a gap. Now, just after I said they're all looking at one thing, we've got this little guy. Should he be up here? Or down here? Or by himself? Because we still have these 3 little faces that we can use. That one could be down there. What do you think? This is the only one that has the white thing left. The border, the conversation bubble. You know what? I'm putting him right down there. I'm going to do this one and add just a little bit more of our parakeet party. This one's a different green than this top one anyways, but I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to give him some freckles. So I'm going to cover everything there. And I'm going to use my light parakeet party and give him some spots. Now, if you've never used your Stampin' Blends to add some spritz, it will not wreck the tip. You have to be gentle, but it doesn't wreck the tip. And it's nice because it's more subtle than if you use a Stampin' Right marker, which doesn't blend into the paper. This will soften as it dries. Okay, one more, and we're going to call this done. I don't even think I'm going to put a sentiment on here, but I think if I were going to, I would probably use something from the Conversation Bubbles bundle, because there's hello, just a note, love ya, sweet, yay, yum. Yum might be weird. They're looking to eat this one. Wow, hi, and oh. You could use, I mean, these ones are all very punny. So unless he's wearing like a sombrero or something, it might be weird. But there are definitely lots of sentiment options. You could use whatever you have. You could use the new Alphabet a la Mode dies, which ironically I have not used since my onstage presentation. Maybe I have PTSD. I think we're going to put this guy down here. Okay, so you can make something so cute and quick. I mean, this is me talking, right? Nothing I do is ever quick. But you can make it quickly, easily. Just add a little bit of DSP, a couple of blending brushes, a couple of ink pads, or you could use just like one color, or you could leave them white, which is what I thought initially was what I was going to do, was just leave them all white, stamp some faces on them, and be done. But I think it looks cute like that. What do you think? It looks so cute in there from a distance. Okay, so I went over the half an hour, but nothing new in that, right? So I want to thank you for joining me. I think I'm going to do 2 giveaways next week because my throat's starting to get sore and I don't have my giveaway all prepped on here. But I want to thank you for joining me. I hope this inspired you to either get either one of these stamp sets or bundles, or use them if you already have them. And deadline to sign up for our Taco Fiesta Conversation Bubbles dies. Handmade at Home is February 1st. You don't want to miss it. It's so cute. I showed my 3 projects. Denise has got 3 projects, and you get product and just so much greatness. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you soon, my crafty friends. Bye.